What is this, an astromech?
It does. It looks like an astro droid.
Either that or something from the Manhattan Project.
I need 2 feet going walk up, walk.
It's like a robot that delivers meat.
This is a great way to introduce and show respect for our guest, Randy, from youtube.com/bbqguys. We're finally gonna get to learn how to properly smoke meats.
I'm not gonna lie, this is intimidating.
That's the problem with smoke. Like if you say I'm gonna cook a steak, I can get a steak, I can put
it
it
in
on
the
a hot
microwave.
thing, and then it becomes cooked, right?
Right.
But it's like if you say I'm gonna smoke you something, then it's like, oh, are you? And then all of a sudden I feel ashamed, and I'm glad Randy's here. Randy, how do I not look like a sucker when I'm smoking some meat?
Yeah, hey, look, a lot of people can or do get intimidated by, calling it that, let's smoke something. But look, after today, you're gonna feel a lot better knowing the process and what goes into it. It's simple, it really is. Just takes a little bit of extra time and a little bit more maintenance to get the results that you're looking for.
So let's set the bar at the modern rogue level.
Yeah.
I assume there's some kind of high-end, perfect, right things to do, right?
And then there's like chain barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
And then
There's, I found a raccoon in my air conditioning
like,
vent.
we're
and I'm
not
gonna microwave it.
We're not embarrassing ourselves.
And then there's
what are
us.
the things we should look for if we don't want to embarrass ourselves?
So this is the Weber Smoky Mountain, which is an excellent, also affordable smoker. This thing is gonna have some really good airflow and air control, as you can see with some of these vents.
I see that we've got vents here,
Yep.
vents here.
There's 3 at the bottom.
I assume the CPU is in here. I
you
don't
go.
know.
Right. Where's your thermal paste?
Yeah, and really the cool thing about this one that not a lot of smokers have, this access door here, we'll crack it open, and right there you can have access to your charcoal, you can refuel, add wood.
Oh, nice. Otherwise, you would have to like lift up the grate with
So-
all the meat and everything, add more stuff on top, and then put the grill back
Exactly,
down, right?
yeah.
So what fuel do you like to put in a smoker?
Charcoal and wood.
Okay,
Charcoal and wood.
And wood,
wood for flavoring?
correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
nailed it.
You got this. You got
See,
this.
I said a thing, he
Yeah,
said,
we're done,
I
right?
was right.
Yeah, that's it.
Why is it shaped this way? Why this and not like a hibachi grill?
Basically what you want to look for is something that's gonna give you like that proper airflow. So to get that right burning temperature, which your best smoking temperatures are from 200 to 220. And look, a lot of people will think, if you're doing a 14-hour brisket at those low temperatures, look, you have no worries of bacteria growth or anything like that. It's gonna be totally fine at those temperatures. But to go back to your question about what you wanna look for, is something that's gonna maintain that particular temperature that you want, that you're looking for.
And airflow is key to that.
And airflow is key, yeah.
What is the benefit to taking a very long time at a very steady temperature? I would assume, this is me guessing, that it gives more time for the flavor of the smoke to permeate throughout the meat.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I got. Am I anywhere in the ballpark?
No, and that's correct. But also what you're doing is like you're breaking down a lot of that connective tissue, okay, for that slow cook and low temperature. You're rendering fat, which gets redistributed throughout the meat, which makes for like, your juicy, just melt in your mouth.
This is why you get the ribs that just fall off the bone.
That's what you're doing.
What
Yeah,
happens?
okay.
What happens when you crank it up and cook it faster? What happens to the tissue then?
So like steak, you want high temperature, 500 and up to get a good sear. You want caramelization on like say the surface of your meat, like where you get the nice grill marks.
You want just a little bit of the crunchy on top. You want to be able to bite in through something crisp and all of a sudden have an explosion of flavor.
Correct, but to really answer your question, you're never really fast, hot cooking something big, okay? It's gonna be like,
Low and slow.
it'll be like a steak, which is kind of like this. If, your bigger cuts, such as your pulled pork, your Boston butts, or shoulders and things like that, or brisket, they're much bigger. You don't want to eat a medium rare brisket.
So I guess
Right.
at that temperature, you could go like 13 to 15 hours and you're not going to mess too much up at that
Oh
point.
no, and it's hard to. You're not gonna burn. You're not gonna destroy your meat.
So no thermite for smoking is what you're saying.
no.
You get yourself an astromech and then what?
Basically, you want to get some coals going. Okay, I like to use like a chimney starter. Like I said, I like cooking with wood, but we don't want to add that just yet, okay? Because you're just gonna We want this thing to stabilize.
The heat should come from the charcoal, but the flavor should be sprinkled on from the wood.
Correct.
Nailed it. Look
Yeah.
at that. That's 2 for 2.
That's good. He's yeah.
Teacher's pet. In fact, I'm gonna stand over here. I know what's going on.
No, that's good.
The winner.
Let's talk prep. What do you do first?
First, well, hey, look, you want to make sure you clean your grill. This is obviously a brand new one. You don't want to be cooking on old drippings and grease and stuff like that. Always clean your grill.
But that's so crazy because like I hear the opposite when it comes to like woks. Like you want to season your wok.
Right, absolutely. Seasoning is kind of a process where you heat up the metal, you apply some oil to it, okay, and that kind of like soaks into the metal. It helps you for non-sticking, things like that. I guess let me step back, and when I say clean, you know, I'm just talking get a grill brush, knock all that heavy stuff off. I'm not saying you need to take it, bring it in hot soapy water, scrub it. Now with stainless steel, that's totally fine to do. Once you get a few cooks in, you're not gonna wash off that work that you put into that metal to make it ideal to cook on.
What are we doing right now?
Right now, we're trying to stabilize our temperatures, okay? We put some hot coals in here. I've got my vents kind of closed, as you can see.
Yeah.
We've got minimal airflow. Obviously, fire needs oxygen. The more oxygen, the higher the temp, the bigger the flame. I'm trying to suffocate it a little bit, okay?
Got it.
And now as you see, I think we've been standing around here for probably like 10, 15 minutes. We're pretty stabilized.
Just what, 225?
Yep.
You've really got to know how a grill behaves with its airflow before you get good at it, right?
Absolutely. There's a learning curve for every single grill that you have. You know, it's going to take a few cooks. You may mess up, you know, your first big smoke or something like that. That's okay. You got to take the time to learn your equipment.
In terms of the fundamentals, if I'm reading this right, what we have is charcoal, which in general tends to burn at a fairly even heat. Above it, we have a pan full of water that also is going to evaporate to help regulate the temperature, which is why we're just over the boiling point at 225. Am I right so far?
The main part to that water pan is for your food.
Okay.
Now that's going to help your food stay
Dumbass.
moist.
Who's a teacher's pet now? Not me either.
You give it time to get totally warmed up. At what point do you know that you're ready to start?
If I've noticed that it stayed at the temperature that I want it at for say 5 to 10 minutes, you're ready to rock and roll.
It's stabilized.
It's stabilized, which I believe we are now. Man, we can toss some meat on here.
I'm not gonna lie, you start using words like stabilize when it comes to cooking, I just think, oh, I'm gonna screw that up.
I'm just
Somebody's
trying
gonna
to
get hurt.
think of what meat I want to throw on there.
There you go.
Fum, fum.
We're gonna do a whole chicken, a couple of whole chickens, several racks of ribs, and we're gonna sprinkle some smoked sausage
Nice.
all around the grill there.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be lovely.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So the purpose of the wrap is to sort of seal everything in.
Yeah, you're almost adding like a kind of a steaming effect, which is going to kind of like also
Permeate through everything.
permeate.
Yeah.
This is where you really get your tenderizing properties.
Okay, so we're how far in
We're
at this
about
point?
2 hours in, maybe a few minutes over 2
God,
hours.
it seems like longer, but that's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, seems like you've been making us wait all day.
I know it does feel like that.
Okay, so I know that the ribs aren't ready, but the chicken might be.
I'm almost positive it is. We're gonna go ahead and temp it just to be sure,
Okay.
so everybody's safe.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You're a gentleman and a scholar.
I'm gonna try the wing here. That seasoning is amazing.
Oh man,
Yeah,
it's so juicy.
Hopefully before the sun goes down, we'll be able to get on them ribs.
it's time.
We're in the last
Oh, it's
seconds
time.
of the day.
Yeah.
I think we made it. Let's see how we did.
Do it. Which of course, you're gonna see nothing but foil. But we'll get this on the board and to the table. Man, I can already feel it. Yeah.
You could feel good or bad.
Now I understand.
Okay, I was about to say.
Now I understand, like, when my dogs are standing there watching me put it into the bowl and everything, and I'm just like,
It's
Jesus,
like-
calm down.
Yeah, like our eyes are like food.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Are
Don't
we
forget
doing
me. Don't forget to
the-
feed me.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
So, do you tell by the moistness or,
I
how
mean,
soft it
look,
is?
it's kind of one of my mantras, man, is you got to touch your meat.
Yeah?
You got to get a good feel
Keep
for it.
explaining
This is
that
yours.
to my wife. I could smell it.
Oh, you hardly even need the knife.
Yeah.
Oh. Do the thing where it appears in my hands.
Now, hey, there's a bone in there, keep in mind.
Okay, all right. Meanwhile, where can people see so much of your amazing work?
Man, look, our YouTube channel, BBQ Guys, we talk about products, we got tons of recipes. You can also go to the website, bbqguys.com, but type
BBQ
in
Guys, yeah.
bbqguys.com. Man, we've got practically anything you can think of for your outdoor area. We've really got it all.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna need some time alone.
Yeah.
Still
I think-
very hot. How is he eating?
Yeah, I don't know how he's doing that.
I'm gonna need to sit down. Oh, that was good. That is amazing work, my friend.
I'm happy about it.
Offer and link in the description below.
You wanna hear something weird about Brian?
Yep.
What?
When we would go to Tex-Mex restaurants, Brian would get the warm tortillas and rub them on his arms
It's true.
and throw them on the. There it is.
I don't know where you heard that.
So weird.
Not true.
We would be sitting in a restaurant and he would just start rubbing the warm tortillas on his arms.